It's a great pleasure to follow the Noble Ladies Parmenter and Young, and to thank the Noble Lords Krebs for also supporting this. It is something of the usual crew, and Green member gets up to support climate and biodiversity action, I know is not terribly original. But I do just want to make a couple of specific points here, which was that there was a climate reporting duty on local authorities until 2010. So this is something that had been brought in by a previous Labor government. This is seeking to reinstitute something that the Labor Party, generally Labor governments, had actually brought in. And repeated calls have come from the Climate Change Committee, businesses and the independent Net Zero Review for a statutory local duty on climate, which is what this amendment aims to introduce. Now, the Noble Lady Baroness Parmenter referred memorably to the NERC Act, which I haven't heard before, but I think I will call it the Natural Environment and Rural Communities Act, because it's a bit clearer perhaps, which links up with the Environment Act of 2021, but its research shows that the implementation of those are clear. They exist, but it's all terribly obscure and people aren't catching up with it. This introduces something very clear and simple. Now, as the Noble Lady Baroness Young said, this is a debate that we keep having again and again and again. Let's bring in a climate duty. And your Lordship's House has had some real success over the years in having some impact on bills, and I can go back to the Pensions Dashboard Bill, which will predate quite a number of people sitting around this chamber. It was the first committee stage I ever worked on, and that was when we were trying to get climate measurements into the Pensions Dashboard. We really do need to get to the point where your Lordship's House doesn't have to keep doing this at bill after bill after bill. I'd say to the Noble Lord, who I know is concerned about the rate of progress, if the government just put this in to start, then we'd save a lot of time in your Lordship's House. But I also just want to make, crucially, one other point, which is, if we think about a question of balance, local authorities have clear statutory duties, including under the Deregulation Act of 2015 with a growth duty. And there's a real imbalance between the fact they have this growth duty, but they don't have the duty to look after the environment, climate and nature. And whatever I may think about the growth, if you don't have a healthy environment, if you have communities being battered by heat waves and floods and droughts, and you're not doing the climate mitigation that you need to do, then you're not going to get the growth. These two things have to fit together. And we're all well aware that there are now different parties coming in with different views in terms of local authorities. But this is a communal responsibility. Loss of biodiversity doesn't stop at county or district boundaries. The climate change doesn't stop there either. The duty has to go on all local authorities so that everyone is looked after. We can't allow some people to free ride.